So every day for the month of October, I did Artober, which in my own challenge and in my own words was a challenge to digitally paint something or digitally color something every day to improve my digital skills, because that's been one of the biggest goals I had this year, was to get more confident with digital art. So I did quite a bit of work on my iPad, but then later during the challenge, I was not feeling the digital so much. I was really missing traditional medium, so I eventually dive into like traditional painting again. But first, we're gonna start off with my iPad. I created everything mainly in Procreate. So yeah, as I said, I had like a goal every day to create a digital painting or something digitally colored, which is a lofty goal, especially for someone who's not as like comfortable with digital painting and like coloring and finishing things. But this year was really a goal of mine to get better at digital art and kind of better my rendering skills and finishing things and actually making fully finished pieces. So day one, it started off with this Batman piece. I had this idea of like a dark fantasy Batman. I still really like this idea. So like a bunch of these pieces that I did weren't like fully finished, but they were to a point where it was like conceptual. The colors were there, drawing, and it's just really great launching off points. And you'll see later in the challenge that I repeat a few ideas because I really like them, and I definitely want to go back to this idea, especially with having like a matching idea of the Riddler being like some sort of like artificer class or something like that. This Batman is a Eldritch Knight Batman, so yeah, I really like the purple, and the yellow highlights are some of my favorites. And I was messing around with like noise texture in Procreate, so it was really fun. So I definitely want to do more stuff like this, so it was a good jumping off point for the rest of the challenge. And then we move on to this dude, which was a collection of sketches and drawings of Germa985, Twitch streamer. I found this idea from a mutual over on Instagram where them and their partner drew Germa and like compared their like different styles and the way that they drew them. So I drafted Steve to do this sort of activity with me, and we made a reel about it, and it actually kind of blew up, and it's still like getting a bunch of views. But yeah, we drew Germa together. I'll have a screenshot of Steve's drawing on screen now, but yeah, it was super fun. I really like the way the colors turned out on his face and his likeness and his pose and the hand. It was really goofy. It was really fun. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the stronger Artobers because there's a lot more going on and it's a lot more conceptually like finished. Moving on, I have these Marigold sketches for, I think this is day 3. We have these Marigold sketches. I think I spent like 45 minutes working on this and just trying to get faster with my digital art skills. I think that's also been a goal, trying to get faster and not be as like perfectionistic with what I'm doing. So this was really fun, and it was also a study for a hopefully future painting that I'll be doing. I have it sketched out on the canvas. It's like right in my studio. I just haven't started it. So yeah, but I really like these, like the flames and the marigolds, and yeah, it was a good practice piece, and it's fun to draw flowers, so yeah, that was really fun. Day 4. So this is Artober day 4. I painted Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, and this actually ended up being a sticker design for my last shop update. And I really like how she turned out. I was exploring a bit more of like a painterly style with this, and I really love how the colors turned out, and it was really cute, simple prompt. I don't believe I finished this all in one sitting. I had the sketch originally on my iPad for quite a bit, but I moved it over to Clip Studio Paint because I also wanted to practice using that software. I think Clip Studio Paint's a really great painting software, and I like to do a lot more like larger projects on it rather than my iPad. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. The colors are really good and nice and vibrant. Okay, day 5 was kind of like a freebie. I wanted to finish the spread that I had in my last sketchbook, and I finally got the time to sit down and paint it out. But it's just a spread of 2 of my cowboy characters carving pumpkins together and creating like these cute designs, and then also a sheet of, well, literal sheet of like a baking sheet with a bunch of roasted vegetables. My partner and I made like roasted, I believe it was like roasted acorn squash soup, something like that. and it was pretty good. It was decent. And yeah, I just have this. Yeah, so this was kind of freebie. It was kind of like a little bit of a break from the digital art to go back to my first love of traditional art. Yeah, it was super fun. I have a video that is going through the process of this sketchbook spread, so if you want to see that, I'll link it here. And then moving on to day 6. By the way, this is a Talon's art creation sketchbook. I just finished it like in September, so if you want to see a tour of this, it's also up on my channel. Okay, moving that out of the way. But before we get on to the rest of the video, you might be asking yourself, this Sketches of Shay video looks a little different, maybe even better? What's going on? Well, what if I told you I filmed this entire video with a webcam? Because I did. I didn't even know that there were webcams that were this high quality until now when OBSBOT reached out to sponsor this video and send me their OBSBOT Tiny 2 webcam. The webcam has an excellent dual native ISO image sensor and a 1.5 CMOS that captures amazing video quality. And this camera doesn't just stay on top of your computer. I was able to mount it onto my tripod stand to film this video and get more unique shots. The OBSBOT Tiny 2 is the world's first AI-powered PTZ 4K webcam that can be voice controlled. Zoom in closer. That's crazy. Zoom out further. And gesture controlled, adding extra convenience along with auto tracking with auto zoom to always keep the subject centered. I always struggle with keeping my art in focus, but with Tiny 2's 4 times faster focusing, it made filming this video so much easier even under dimly lit conditions. The sound quality is actually quite good as well. This is me speaking real time and I'm only using the Tiny 2 to record everything audio and visual. The desk mode is really handy for recording drawing sessions and would be perfect for a potential art streamer era and for doing draw with me streams. But until then, I'll be using it to upgrade my videos here and there and save my poor phone storage. OBSBOT will be launching the best discount for all products this Black Friday. So from November 20th to November 30th, you can save up to $50 on the Tiny 2 and get an extra 5% off using coupon code OBSBOTKOL. If you're interested in investing in a great webcam for YouTube videos or for streaming, you can check out the links down below. Thank you so much to OBSBOT for sending me this webcam and sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for your viewership so I can get more sponsors like these. Now back to Procreate, the original plan for the challenge. Okay, now we have this little piece I did inspired by Roxy from Security Breach. I'm really a big fan of like FNAF and like the FNAF games, and the movie that just came out, it was really fun and I wanted to draw her. I always have this idea of her in like a racing outfit, like a race car driver. I definitely want to come back to this. I feel like I could do it way better, and I don't know, for some reason I gave her like dark purple hair when in actuality she has like gray hair and then she has a green streak. So it'd be fun to come back to it, maybe make like a matching like Chica racer, and yeah, I feel like that'd be really cute. Next, I think we're on day 7 now. Next, I have this little portrait of my character Strawberry Saul. I just really wanted to kind of like veer into a direction of doing more character-based work for this challenge, and I just had this idea of Saul like being in more like formal attire at like a wedding or like a banquet or something with like a goblet, and yeah, just something simple and cute. I feel like I was feeling kind of lost at this point. Like I really wanted to practice my digital art skills, but I didn't really know what to draw or just didn't know where I wanted to like focus on or what I wanted to do. So this was just like a good starting point, and then it led to a bunch of fun ideas with Saul and his partner Blueberry Bill. So and it's all in one document, which drives me crazy. But so I had this is for day 8. I had this idea of what their meet cute would look like. Just like this simple idea of Saul getting into like a bar fight or something and Bill just trying to relax and chill in the corner, and somehow like this fight and like continues with Saul getting like slammed onto like Bill's table and like ruining his breakfast, and that's how they meet. And I feel like it's a little chaotic, but it's a fun way of introducing the characters to each other, and it's like super dynamic. I like the energy I really like this hand, and I thought, yeah, it was cute and it was fun to paint. And then I made like a sequel piece for day 9 of Saul. Like the next panel in the story would be Saul's face and like the ruined eggs and him being apologetic but yet still like flustered and kind of like tipsy and stuff like that. So that was fun to continue that and I don't know, make him look really cute. So that was day 9. Now moving on to day 10, it was I like to like, my sister started watching Gossip Girl, okay, and I like to like sit in on her sessions and watch with her, because for some reason that show just sucks me in and I just like want to know what's going on with these like crazy rich people's lives. And one of the characters in the show, his name's Chuck Bass, and he's like so hilarious and over the top, and I just wanted to create something inspired by him with the bass and then a likeness of him. And yeah, it was just a silly piece, and I felt like I really experimented with overlay layers with the fish. Doesn't come up very well on screen, but yeah, just experimenting a lot with colors and continuing the exploration into digital painting techniques and practicing. As I was like doing like these daily digital art pieces, I definitely took some classes from Skillshare. I took, I think it's from like Stephanie Baum, I believe. Her digital painting classes really helped. I'll have it shown on screen right now. By the way, I have an affiliate link for Skillshare for the month of November and December. So if you want 1 month free of Skillshare, then click my affiliate link down below. You get 1 month free of Skillshare. I get a little commission off of every sign up. So it really helps me, and it's no extra cost to you. I found those classes very useful and really helpful in guiding me to where I want to be with my digital pieces. Okay, moving on. For day 11, we have this silly little illustration I did of me and my boyfriend for the kind of inspired by the second Bacon Draw episode that we did. It was really fun to mess around with gradient maps and doing like similar color schemes and trying to really simplify forms and try and get like trying to be more confident with my marks, like putting one down and sticking with that. And I really like how it turned out. I was using a custom brush that I made, as well as some of the default Clip Studio Paint brushes. But yeah, I really like the colors. It's super warm and red, and I really want to like finish this. I like had an idea of doing like a whole environment, and that would kind of be like a little too much to do in one sitting and in one day. So I'd really love to go back in and get those details. I had made a like cooking illustration before a couple months ago, and I really like how that one turned out. So it'd be cool to continue the series and return back to this one, and then hopefully one for December, making like Christmas cookies or something like that. That would be really fun. But yeah, here is day 11. And then this is day 12. I colored this one in a Draw With Me, and also the baking one, I also colored that in a Draw With Me. This is one of my original characters, Saul, as mentioned before, and kind of this more of a continuation of like that bar fight scene where he lands in the egg, and I just had this idea of like this egg being on top of his head and being a little silly, and just this idea of hatching or like a breaking or something like that. I don't know. I feel like I could go deeper with that concept, but yeah. I really like how this turned out. I really like the more crayon texture sort of. I think I was just using the default pencil brushes in Clip Studio Paint. But yeah, I love Clip Studio Paint. It's so much easier for me to just grab my iPad and like sit on the couch and draw, but I really love Clip Studio Paint. And I know there's Clip Studio Paint for the iPad, but the interface is really great and I'm used to it. I've been using Clip Studio Paint for years. And yeah, I just really like the graininess of this drawing and the way, and this like more semi-realistic style I was exploring. I really want to get into this a little bit deeper. Now, this is when I start to like delve into more like traditional pieces of my sketchbook and painting old sketches that I had. I feel like it can still contribute it to the challenge because it's still a way of rendering things out more fully and practicing and getting used to taking things to a more finished state and a more polished state. And so it's here, I did a bunch of picture plant studies along with like a mini self-portrait of me, which the process of painting this is also on my channel. It's in like 2 different videos, so you can check that out. But it was really fun to practice gouache painting and kind of take some digital skills that I learned from a different piece. I'll have it on screen here. I did a piece of me and my partner surrounded by picture plants. So it was interesting to see how that knowledge of the plants in my digital rendering translated to this traditional rendering. Now it's definitely different because it's a lot more difficult to paint smaller, especially with the types of brushes I have. I don't have a lot of small brushes. It was really cool to kind of like see those skills translate, and it really made me think, oh, my digital painting skills and my traditional painting skills like influence each other. So that's cool. And then like this little portrait of me, which I do again in a later day. So this is day 13. So I think I do another version of this like day 24, 25-ish. But yeah, I just really like this little rendering of myself as a vampire. And this was painted using Holbein acrylic gouache. It's the main gouache that I typically use. And this sketchbook is the Pentalic Traveler sketchbook. So it handles it decently. I mean, this sketchbook definitely isn't any sort of like mixed media or watercolor sketchbook, but I like force it to be. This is just regular like drawing or sketching paper, but I like to get cheap sketchbooks and I don't mind painting on cheap paper. Okay, next day is back to Procreate. So for day 14, I did this Reanimator inspired piece. Now, I didn't do it like all in that day. This was kind of like created like a couple weeks before the challenge, and I was kind of like picking on it throughout the month of October, and then I finally finished it on day 14. So yeah, just having a lot of fun with colors. Once again, experimenting a lot with overlay layers, and just I just had this like prominent idea of Herbert West, the main character, being pink instead of like the main color in the film being like this bright, like vibrant green. So I just really like this idea of him being like this pink and then this green surrounding him. Yeah, this was really fun. I really like the colors. I think it's a successful piece, and I'm glad I could include it in my Artober journey. So yeah, I can definitely see a lot of my digital skills becoming more like polished and honed in on this piece. And once again, those classes by Stephanie Baum from Skillshare, that was really helpful in all of this. Moving on for day 15, this is a concept piece / like concept sketch of my vampire character Grenache. She is in like the same universe as Bill and Saul, and she's one of the main antagonists of their story. So it's just like a color exploration, trying some new digital art methods, and just having fun with color, and just having fun with her character, because she's very expressive and like knows what she wants. So she's very assertive in that way. And then some orchid sketches. I was just having fun with this color. I think before I worked on this, I had gone to like a plant festival or maybe like a plant nursery with my partner, and I was just feeling really inspired by the orchids because they're really pretty. Moving on, we have for day 16 another self-portrait of me as a vampire. I don't know, I was just kind of really digging this idea of myself as a vampire, because honestly, I don't leave the house a ton. I'm mostly in my studio working and kind of feeling it feels like there's a lot of things to do. So it's like this editing vampire, always editing overnight. And yeah, I just like this idea. I really like the colors. Once again, overlay layer saving my life, and just like putting a bunch of colors on top of each other and seeing how that looks. And yeah, it was super fun. Shrimp posture, of course. We're working on it, don't worry. Yeah, I just really like this pinky purpley color that I was able to achieve, and it's fun. It's always fun to draw yourself and make you look silly and just have fun with it. So yeah, day, which is day 17, I believe. This was originally a traditional spread in my sketchbook that I did. I had this concept of Y2K witches and like somehow trapping, like being like a Y2K witch and somehow trapping my boyfriend into a little Tamagotchi and being able to like carry him around. So that's that. Just having fun with that idea in these sketches. So I scanned this page and then I brought it into Procreate and just had a lot of fun coloring him and just using some really vibrant colors and just greens and yellows. And I really like this. I really like this combination of both traditional and digital. And I feel like there's potential there, and I feel like I could really expand on that and include that in my regular art practice, because I find that sketching traditionally is a lot easier for me. I feel like when I sketch digitally, I always get caught up and I like take so much longer because I get so nitpicky for some reason with digital. I think it's because of the ability to erase and undo and erase and undo, like that constant like cycle that keeps me from completing works faster. So yeah, I really like this day. I think it was successful and I learned a lot, and I'd love to continue this idea. So for day 18, I actually switched back to traditional. During the month, like end of September, early October, I experimented with oil painting for the first time and did my first oil painting. So let me go grab that. So this is the oil painting. It looks really dark, but it's a very like purpley blue painting, and it was really fun to work on, and I definitely encountered a lot of issues with the oil paint and like having to constantly blend and my colors getting really muddy, but it was definitely something I always wanted to learn how to oil paint. And yeah, it was really fun to experiment with oil paint and the colors, and I definitely want to try doing this again with the knowledge I have now and the bit of practice under my belt, as well as another vampire being painted. This is Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3, and it was fun. It was fun to paint, and I wanted to paint him for a while. So yeah, day 18 was oil painting, not really following the prompt that I set out for myself, but I was still having fun. And I feel like a lot of this Artober this year was kind of just a way to just get myself drawing or painting, because this year has been a really big struggle for me to actually do that. Art and content creation is my main source of income, and you would think I would have like a ton of time to like draw and paint, and I would be like drawing and painting all the time, but with all the business stuff that gets in the way, that's not always feasible. So it felt really nice to traditionally paint and just do something for Artober almost every day of October. So yeah, it's fun. Okay, so now back to digital. So this is a point in the challenge where I'm like kind of feeling a little fatigued, because it was getting to this point where I've been doing all these like sketches. They're basically like color sketches, because none of them are to like a really finished point, except for like the Reanimator one, the sketchbook spread that I showed earlier. Some of them are more finished pieces, but I had started them like way before the challenge started, way before the challenge began. So I was kind of feeling like kind of frustrated, because like I just wanted to focus on one thing, be able to work on that for a couple of days. It felt kind of stressful to kind of just work on one thing and then stop. I feel like a part of the challenge is just trying to work on that speed and that confidence. So a bunch of these next drawings, it's days 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I was falling behind and didn't have like time to work on things. So this was kind of like a weekend just spent trying to at least get something down for those couple of days. So this was one thing, more of that witch, Y2K witch aesthetic and painting over that traditional sketch. And yeah, I really like the hint back to the little Tamagotchi, as well as like a CD player. Yeah, it's a cute outfit. I'd love to take these further in something more of a finished piece. These next couple days, I was like really itching to just do something more finished and feeling more satisfied with my work and having something like more finished to show to people. So this is also a part of those span of days that I didn't know what I was doing, and I really just wanted to work on one piece, and it felt, like I said, it felt stressful to work on like so many different things. But it's a challenge for a reason. I was feeling challenged, and that's good. It's stretching my skills. But yeah, so this is like a piece inspired by a silver sword plant that I have right on my desk over here, and then a character of mine behind it. Kind of just conceptual, kind of just like spitballing, brainstorming. I don't necessarily know where this was leading, but it was just a fun way to explore color and digital painting. So here's another one. Once again, it's kind of like unfinished, didn't know exactly where I was going. I remember during this time, it felt kind of like, it felt harder and harder to like leave my bed, because I was working on a lot of stuff that wasn't necessarily art related. So my like drive to get up in the morning is just like, I'm not gonna get to draw. I'm not gonna have as much time to draw or paint today. I'm gonna have to work on like business stuff, and that's not as exciting as the art stuff. So was feeling a little down, but I really like the colors in this, that green along with those like pinky tones. I like this, and I feel like it'd be an interesting like personal piece, explore and more of that idea of feeling stuck in bed or being like persuaded to stay in bed is really interesting. And also some like snake sketches. I also like I had this idea of doing like a snake lino cut print, which I still really like that idea, so maybe I'll take it further. Another one of those like span of days. This one I was like trying to like boost my morale, so I was just like took this headshot that I did in March when I like set out my goal of improving my digital skills and getting more confident with things, and then redrew it in October. Same character, just like different interpretation. My digital style has like warped and changed a little bit. I feel like things have gotten more precise and clear, which is what I really wanted to achieve, and the colors have become more cohesive. So yeah, it was like a good confidence boost, and a good like way to get back on track and remember how far I've come already, and that things take time and improvement takes time. And I think this counted as a day. I think this was like day 23. Yeah, day 23. I did this quick little headshot of Mike from the FNAF movie because this was like right before the movie came out, and I was super hype about it, and I really like Josh Hutcherson as an actor, and I thought it'd be fun to do like a little headshot of him. It doesn't exactly look like him, but I don't know, it was fun to do. It's fun to do like more muted tones and just practice with that color palette, and ultimately practice like my rendering skills with this one. Next, we have Chica from FNAF. This is when the movie came out, and I was super excited. So I was like, I have to do something to post for Artober on my Instagram that's like FNAF related. So I did this cute little painting of Chica. This one definitely took a little bit longer. I really like got into like the details of it, because she's my favorite animatronic, so I was just like, I have to do her justice. So I did like this cute little baking outfit for her, and then the cupcake. It's really cute. I really like how I rendered the animatronic, especially this beak. I really like how this beak turned out. And yeah, it's super cute. I really want to do more FNAF fan art and maybe some Chica fan art, and like follow this more painterly style that I've been kind of experimenting with. So yeah, it's really cute. I really like how this day turned out. So yeah, that's day 24. So we're reaching the end. And I believe this is when I start to go back to my sketchbook, kind of like retreat back to my sketchbook, because just having like these sketches in my sketchbook that I just really wanted to paint. So it was just like, you know what? It's still painting. I'm still practicing my rendering and like painting skills. So I'm gonna let it count. And I had a really fun time working on the pieces that I did. I had this sketch that I'd been sitting on inspired by a picture someone took of my partner in like this garden, and just going crazy with that idea and exploring the colors and the concepts, and yeah, just really having fun and kind of like finding comfort a lot in the gouache paint. Once again, this is Holbein acrylic gouache, and just having a lot of fun with something I'm a lot more comfortable with. And yeah, and ultimately finding that my traditional skills, it feels like I'm so fast at traditional, because this really didn't take that long of a time to paint. So it feels good that even though I wasn't necessarily like pursuing that original idea of working on something digital every day for the month of October, even when I was doing something traditional, it's still, the two would influence each other, and my skills would still improve, and my ideas would still like come across clearly. So then after this one, I was kind of on a gouache painting streak, and I've been working on a character, like a self-insert character for a like FNAF inspired world story building type thing. This is like a tiny little gouache portrait I did of her, and just having fun with colors and pinks. And this definitely isn't what her like final design looks like. She looks way grimier, way more art kid coded, and this was definitely more of like an idealized sort of portrait of her. But I really like this starting point, and I really like the hat, and I like this idea of her having dyed hair. So this was fun, and it didn't take me that long to paint. And then I believe this is technically day 26. So this is day 25, day 26. I did them both in the same day because I knew I wouldn't have time to work on art in the next couple of days. So This one was just really having fun with color and just another concept that I'd been sitting on and thinking about. It's definitely not at a finish. It was really hard to get like details in there, and I feel like I overpainted a lot of this piece. That's something that I definitely have been realizing throughout this entire month of like doing more finished and colored works throughout the month, is that I really tend to overwork things, and there's like this sweet spot where I just need to like not touch it anymore and just leave it and let the painting breathe a little bit before inundating the painting with like more layers and stuff, and being more confident with my strokes. That's definitely a goal. But I really like this idea. I like the colors. It was partially an excuse to just do a bunch of like rainbow colors in the background, but this is an original character of mine, so it's been fun going back into her character because she's a character I made like years and years ago, so it's been fun going back to her story and kind of bringing it into like a new, and kind of reviving her story and bringing it back into my main body of work. So that was cool. Actually, yeah, this is day 25. This is actually day 27. Wait, hold on, I messed this up. Day 25, day 27, and then this is day 26. So you remember that vampire portrait I did like the beginning of the month? I think it was like day 7 or something. This little guy. I repainted her and made, well, it's me. I repainted myself and was able to get more details in there and really kind of have a lot of fun with the gouache paint. And this is also, the process of this is also on my channel, so you can check that out here. Yeah, just having a lot of fun with the colors. I definitely look a lot like Beast Boy, which was not the intention, but it was still really fun. I like this self-portrait concept. I think it's funny, and I don't know, I just like to paint myself as a vampire. I think that's just how I see myself. And then, so this was day 26, 27, and I believe this is 28. So this was a little quick gouache study of Mike, again from FNAF, the FNAF movie, so like Josh Hutcherson version. Just having fun with experimenting with underpainting and letting that show through a lot, and just like this Reanimator green color, and yeah, just trying to capture his likeness and yet like kind of put more of my own style on it. I definitely feel like it's a little too realistic for what I want to like achieve with my work, but it was definitely still really fun to paint and really fun to experiment with. So yeah, and then I think we finally get back to digital painting. And so wait, hold on, that was day 28, and then we go to day 29, which day 29 is, so this year my partner and I carved a pumpkin together, and we had like a white pumpkin, and I immediately thought of my own dog Pippin, and he's like a white Pomeranian / Chihuahua mix, and we thought it'd be really fun to do that. So I decided to create an illustration based off of the pumpkin that we carved. I'll put some photos on screen, but yeah, super cute. I was messing around with a lot of like texture brushes in Procreate and having fun with that, and all these little candies like popping out of him. It was really cute, and it was very fun to paint and fun to illustrate, and yeah, trying to get that pumpkin texture. I really like it. It was getting close to like the end of Artober, and I could definitely see more of my confidence showing through with my digital pieces and my digital painting skills, so that was cool. But then for the very end, I wouldn't say I cheated it, but this counts as 2 days because I literally spent like I think 5 hours on this, so I'm like, okay, this can count as 2 days because it's definitely a more finished illustration. But yeah, as I was mentioning like a couple days earlier through this challenge, I just really wanted to like sit down and do a fully finished piece, and I've been meaning to do a FNAF movie inspired piece. So this is an illustration based off of a lot of the ideas and concepts in the film, so like more hand-drawn characters, and the Dream Theory book, of course. And I had so many concept sketches of Mike's face peeking over the book, but I just couldn't capture it the way that I wanted. So I was just like, what if it's just kind of like this, like shoving your face into a book and being like sucked into the book like he was being like sucked into the dreams and stuff like that. So honestly, I think it worked out better conceptually. I really like how it turned out. I really like the colors, and it was definitely a fun way to kind of like throw everything I learned into one piece and just have fun and experiment with like textures and things like that. And yeah, I'm happy to have ended the month with this piece and be able to add it to my portfolio. I really like this, and I'm really happy to have finished the month with this piece. I honestly did finish this November 7th, so it was like way after the month was over, but yeah, it made me feel good to be able to add this piece to my portfolio and be able to include it in my larger body of works. And that was mainly the goal of this whole challenge, was to just better my skills and my confidence with digital art and just painting as a whole, and become more confident with what I want to say with my art and how I say that through my skills. And I think it was a success, and I learned a lot. So all in all, what did I learn about this challenge? Well, I definitely think if I did a challenge similar to this in the future, I would definitely want to do a lot of like pre-drafted drawings and sketches for it, because I found that since my focus was mainly on the coloring aspect, I really should have done a bunch of like pre-made sketches and pre-made drawings to work off of, so I could really just focus on like the coloring and the more technical aspect of coloring and painting. I found that I was struggling with the drawing at first, and struggling with the drawing saps so much time away from the actual coloring part. So I feel, yeah, just in the future, being better prepared and setting myself up for a better experience, so I wouldn't be kind of like agonizing over every day. All in all, I think it was really good to do this challenge. I feel like it grew my skills a little bit faster in a shorter period of time, and it was really cool to kind of have that goal to create every day, and it kind of built up the habit more of drawing and painting every day, and it like rebuilt the priority of my artwork. Like I was saying at the beginning of this video, I was really struggling to find time to create and struggling to prioritize it in my schedule, because it seemed like so many other things would come before it with my business and building things out and administrative work. And so it was really great to just sit down a couple days a week and draw, and it really helped me, I feel like it really fueled my creative brain and really made me excited for the rest of the year and for next year. Ideas that I explored in these daily things are things that I want to continue to explore in the next couple of months and into the next year, into the new year. So yeah, it was a really great thing to do for my my work, and it wasn't as on paper successful, since I got really behind with it, and I ended up finishing the challenge in November 7th to be specific. But I think it was successful for my artwork because it helped me rebuild some confidence and to I don't know, just get over the fear of not being good at something and just practicing that skill and just having fun and exploring something that is still a little uncomfortable for me to do. So yeah, I think it was great to do, and now I feel like I'm repeating myself. So thank you all so much for watching this video and taking the journey through this year's Artober with me. Let me know down below what your October drawing challenge experience was like this year. I would love to hear your thoughts, and thank you again to OBSBOT for sponsoring this video and sending me the Tiny 2 webcam. It was really fun and really easy to use for this video, and I think I got some really great results. So like and subscribe if you want to see more art content and more of my art journey, and if you want even more behind the scenes content and the first look on new videos, new art, and exclusive stickers, you can check out my Ko-fi membership tiers, linked down below. So shout out to my sticker club members as of November 11th. Asekias, Agul, Air, Alien Kid, Elisa R, Anna's Confused, Artist Life 03, August, Bean, Bison Berries, Blue Swanson, Brendog, Brudmud, Kaylin D, Canid Courier, Charu, Cheyenne, Chloe, Clowny Guts, Dara, Dossie, Demon Sketchman, Emmy, Emily C, Emily B, Emma, Arasusta, Froggy Bells, Gabriella C, Gamut Girl, Ghost Pup, Grace, Heather C, Hen, Impicarus, Ink Palette, Izzy, Jason, Jazz, Jordan, Julie, Junos, Cam's Art World, Katie Kent, Kia, KP, Chris James Seams Creates, Laura C, Leslie, Liesel, Liz, Lucas S, Lux, Mads, Mar, Max Decided, Mayday V, Mayo, Mika Lika, Moth, Mr. Goat Was Here, Maya, Napkin, Nat, Olive, Olivia, Peep Mart, Pierce, Pilot, Pixie Boo, Perpies Cave, Rat Shack, Red, Reggie, Ren, Roses Are Purple, Rowan, Ruby T, Rin, Seiche, Salem, Salty Gooper, Sam, Sarensley, Scotty, Screaming Rat, Shafe, Shelf Cat, Shay, Shelfcat, Simon, Sir Knight, Star, That Gay Otaku Boy, Ugly Sketchbook, Vampy Ajax, Woodsker, Expa Hindu, Zatheka, and Zelly. And another shout out to my Snickerdoodle members as well: Big Chungus, Chipu, Clarice, Clutter of Chaos, Connor Mischief, Cup of Honey, Deandria, Dan the Cow, Aaron, Giving Me, I have no idea how to say this name, King, I'm just gonna say King, Government Flu, Catherine F, Kelly Ever, Kofi Supporter, Lexan A, Lily Bell, Mango Dust, Nicole Nader Art, Peach, Peachify Peeps, Ring Kenobi, Soft Lesbian, Star Gamer, Tammy, Tasty Battery Acid, Tiforic, Ty Fleur, Vixen, and Valency. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and go make some art. Bye.